So both sides in tight huddles either end of the ground. The Eagles snugged up in the goal-scoring end.
So we check some scores across the border while we're waiting for this in the AFL. Collingwood taking on St Kilda. Collingwood lead by a goal at this point, 31-24. And up in Brisbane, the Lions out of the blocks. They lead the Crows 23-15. And in the other SANFL game, already started at Alberton Oval, and the Crows handy lead there. They lead 5-2-1-1.
And of course, last night in the AFL, the Eagles got the job done again after they're in some real strife. Melbourne coming at them hard and fast, but they got the job done 85-69. So the Eagles having a good time of it at the moment. And a couple of games, or one game overnight.
Yeah, Sturt and the Bloods, and at City Mazda Stadium, and Sturt got the points there. So the Eagles will kick to the far end,
southern end, which means they'll be coming home to the goal scoring end, the clubhouse end, which is where it seems to be for no reason at all, where all the big goals are kicked.
He's kicking with the breeze. There is a slight breeze favouring that northern end. Oh, hang on, we've got too many on the field.
Well, they've been here before, the Eagles, and they picked it up. Well, the free kick happens to them too many times. Hasn't even got started. Redden gets the free kick right in the middle of the oval, sends it long inside 50, and they pulled up another one. So a real helter-skelter start here. Too many on for Norwood. If you missed that, they try to sprint him off.
I don't know if there was or if it was just a change of players. Because someone came back on.
Unless he didn't start in his correct position. So Redden, though, in the end, is going to line up from just outside 50. The kick looks pretty straight. It gets over the top of the pack, just on the line, and they're away. Well, what a start for the Eagles.
Well, all sorts of dramas before we even start the game. So Dylan Stevens ran from the ground. He clearly was either out of position. It was the 666 rule.
Yep.
Out of position. There was yelling and screaming coming from the members' grandstand.
Or maybe he wasn't meant to be on. You have to line up as you declare your line up.
Maybe. 50-metre penalty to the Eagles. Put Redden inside 50, and he kicked from just on the 50-metre line. Beautiful kick to sail through. Eagles on the board.
But then originally the umpire called the free kick in the middle of the ground, which was wrong.
That's right. So back in the middle now. Balderstone won this down to Grigg. Got it out to Panos. Just dribbled a kick forward. Not really going anywhere. Smart was there for Norwood, but it fell in the hands of Redden. The big fella just pushes Grigg out the way. That was strong work. Gave it to Tumpus. He went wider to Sinor. Didn't want the left foot, so handballed to Hayes, Nick Hayes, over the head of Lonergan. So he just tried to tap it back to Sinor. Umpire called that a throw.
So looking back here on the replay, and that might be where they declared it. No. Live action continues. Half-back flank for Norwood. They square it on, come to the members' side, and go wide to Shenton. He's made some space. And he's got a short eye on, finds Jace Bode.
I think we're going with Bodie now, mate.
Bodie?
Yeah, he changed his name in the off-season.
Watched a lot of Point Break in the off-season. Off the little left, Johnson can't take the mark. And that one is pushed over the rope from Hamilton. Umpire's going to throw it in. Umpire looks like a cockatoo right in the middle centre wing. Maughan Thiem KIA Oval. We've gone 2 minutes thanks to Telstra Store West Lakes.
Ball thrown in. Redden got this down to foot. He was tackled when he didn't have it. Tumpus ran in and grabbed it. He was wrapped up straight away by Smart of Norwood. And the umpire will come in and ball it up again. Another stacks on the mule. Nothing really happening here. Pickles, see if you can get this away for us.
Bit of last quarter type action tends to happen. Redden gets up high, got shoved in the back by Balderstone. Umpire saw it as well. Been in everything early as Redden. The big fella wearing the soccer shin pads and taped them on. Goes short, delicate kick. Needed to be. Found Moore, the debutant, could be his first touch. In front of his own bench, getting plenty of support from his teammates. Goes long down the line. The Hayes boys are going to need to fly. Oh, the roving from Petrenko was superb. On the right, goes long, goal square. Jumping back, and Nick Hayes bounced over his head and 3 for 1 behind.
We apologise for our, if you're listening on the app, we are now back live.
It was some of the best work ever as well.
You might hear that on the podcast after. Still not, don't have any stats at the moment in Pickles. I'm not sure what's going on with the SANFL website, but we're back in the middle now. Balderstone and Hayes. Balderstone won this one down. Grigg tried to grab it, couldn't do it. Barry one-handed pick-up was nice. So was that from Petrenko. He was wrapped up by Grigg, put a saddle on him. Umpires letting the ball go. Ferns went in and got it, gave it to Hayes. Tapped down from Lonergan to foot was brilliant. Still pushing it forward to the Eagles between sort of the centre square and their 50-metre mark at the moment. And finally, the umpire has to come in and ball it up. So we might have been having, not just us having issues with data here. It looks like the SANFL people were having problems as well. But
never one to be scared to throw someone under a bus is Bonz.
Absolutely.
So maybe with the federal election on today, there's been, the Russians have hacked in and they're going to rig this one.
In the forward pocket for the Eagles. Umpire's about to throw it in.
Jared Redden comes back onto the ground, Bonz.
And a good start, the big fella. Balderstone thumped this about 20 metres in the direction of Petrenko. He's taken over the boundary line by Dom Barry. And we'll get another throw in. See if you can get that out of here, Pickles.
Not for the first time today, multiple ball ups or throw ups, but we've had some attacking footy. Back-to-back goals from the Eagles. Kicked 3 on the trot. The Redlegs have answered with 2 of their own. Margin 7 points at the moment. Redden in that pack, gets a hand to it. Oh, ducked, stop. Pampton was good. Almost released to Heaney, but the handball didn't stick. A bit too hot. Rolled out of bounds. Sino comes off, Gaffney on. So this throw in. True centre wing. Well, again, he got shoved underneath it, did Redden by Balderstone. It spilled out in the way of the Redlegs. Johnson is kicked to the 50. Probably should have been marked by Tahini. Dropped his head. You won't want to see that in the replay. Thompson's laid the tackle, holding the ball. The call is War run himself into trouble and then given to Paddy Graffader and said, now you're in trouble. Oh, Balderstone, soccer style. He's kicked the torp out of that. Ends up with the hands of Gaffney, who gets jumped upon. That might do it. The half-forward flank, attacking side of the wing for the Redlegs. 4-2, 26, 3-1, 19. The Eagles lead. We've gone 21 minutes thanks to St Clair Dental.
Barry tried to hack it out of the air. Well done by Cooper Gaffney. He's got a hand in there. And the umpire's going to play hold on the ball here. Dom Barry dragged it back in from Gaffney. Louis Sharrod jumped on his back and won the free kick.
Good spread here from the Eagles.
And he goes short to Tompus. Handy player to have back in the Eagles side, Jimmy Tompus. Goes short to Lonergan. Lonergan to Grafrader out wide. This is Jack Gaffney on the wing in front of the Percy Fox stand. Kicks down towards Nick Hayes. He's got the sit. Oh, well done by Giorgio. Spoiled well, then won the ball. Got to Shenton, to Talia, to Forster. Working it out the other side of Norwood.
Goes inboards to Barry. Goes to Richards. Goes out. in front of the stand. Now long down the line, one-on-one battle. Beautifully well played from Johnson. Just bodied Hine just underneath it. Took a safe mark. Now wants to draw the play and give the handball. Does so to Bode. Goes off the left. It's a long. Oh, high fly, but jumping in front of the pack and taking the good mark. All the action was happening at the back. It might have been Tahini, it was, who launched himself at the front of the pack and took a really, really clean mark. He's lining up from the same position as Bampton. He kicked a really tight one. Just to get it back to a 1-point game. And he goes on the skinny side. So a goal, the difference here at Maughan Thiem KIA Oval. You would have thought that the Michael Wonky pocket, he would have slotted that one nice and easy.
And apologies again for the listeners on the app. We're back now live. And the ball's been worked outside of 50 to Jack Ferns. He goes down the line. Von Berto's there. He flew. Spoilt came from Wilkins. James Rowe, fantastic spin out of the pack. One grab. Gave it to Nick Hayes. Inside 50. Petrenko's there by himself. Shenton got the spoil in. Fell to Bodie. Back to Shenton. Chain of handballs across the goals. Working it out to Forster. Down the line looking for Johnson. Couldn't quite take the mark. Umpires found a free kick. I don't know if that was there.
Yeah, there wasn't too much in that one. Only just touched him. Nevertheless, play goes on. Still on the outer side wing. Eagles will force a turnover. Thumped it back. Now true centre wing. That tackle sticks. And this quick kick goes to Sam Rowe, who's either shoved it in the back or took the mark.
Changed his name to Sam too.
Yeah, went to now he might go back to James and see if he can slot it. Probably the distance is going to do him. So he just dumps it towards the goal square. But it's punched out of bounds. No score. On 25 minutes thanks to Sinclair Dental first quarter. We have a boundary throw in. About 10 metres around from the Eagles' point post. Southern end.
Thrown in now, Balderstone and Von Berto. Balderstone just tapped it down in front of him. Looks like Richards was tackled without the ball. Umpire said, nah, didn't see any of that. We'll have another throw in. Right in front of the Woodville cricket nets. Furthest most pocket, as Pickles calls it, the dead pocket, because we can't see anything. Balderstone grabbed it out of the ruck, and the handball to Barry was excellent. He got it on the boot quickly. Siner's there for the Eagles. He picked it up, gave it to Lonergan, to Johansson. Short kick, Paul's there. It bounces once for him. Inside 50, goes the top of the goal square, and he had a shot for goal, actually. It's a fair bit on that kick. It went through for a minus score. So the Eagles, 4 goals 2. Norwood, 3 goals 2. 4-3, sorry. 3-2. 7 points the margin.
Shenton from full back, the relieving kick. Ran his full measure, then got the kick away. Going to go back to Shenton inside 50. Didn't make too much sense. And they go back even further across goal. So all the yardage they made, they've given up. That one might be assisted with a 25. And you can make up your own mind as to what that was for, because I never saw a thing. Richards, sort of squaring left. They stay inside their 50. Well, my guess is they've been told just wind the clock down. We'll take a 7-point margin.
Playing careful footy at the moment, aren't they, the Legs?
Into the break. The Eagles trying to force the turnover. Paul tried too hard. Picked up by Barry in the middle of the ground. Gave a handball to Johnson. Flipped over the top. Oh, classy work from Barry. Long left, inside 50. Panos couldn't take the mark. Might have been Grigg, it was. Now Gaffney going backwards. Gets the right footer. That one is spilled. Through comes Tahini. Goes long. Oh, again, courage. Attack the pack.
Jack Gaffney, what a mark. It's a contender for the 722 Bar and Bistro Gaming Mark of the Day, Jack Gaffney.
But Redden, top of the 50, his own 50. Gets it, gives it. Then goes long. That kick doesn't quite come off. Kicked a sack of a break in the tackle was Hinges. And then he kicks another one. That footy's gone flat.
Forster for Norwood, goes to Shetton. And he goes to Balderstone. Again, just playing keepy off at the moment.
It looks as though he's just in first gear as big Sammy Balderstone.
Only got one gear, hasn't he? Good tackle laid by Foot. And it's going to go back to Jordan Foot. And a free kick for dropping the ball.
Love another one here, the Eagles.
Puts it up in Nick Hayes, but it's all Shenton. Took an uncontested mark in the end as the siren goes for quarter time here. Sees the Eagles on the Telstra Westlake scoreboard leading by 7 points. They're 4 goals 3, Norwood are 3 goals 2. And we are here at Maughan Thiem KIA Oval.
Yep, so we thought he'd been going well, Jared Redden, and we were right. We're not often wrong, but that's the reason that you self-praise yourself. You can never go wrong. Back in the middle at the moment, waiting for the umpire to throw the ball in the air. He does so, gets the siren. It's going to be Balderstone and Redden to do battle again. Eagles kicking to the goal-scoring end. Redden gets the hit out, goes to Paul, shovels at a handball. The high kick goes to Petrenko at half forward. Now the long kick goes inside 50. Hayes leads the race to his brother Nick. Tapped it over, didn't hit the target though. Giorgio under some pressure in a double Hayes tackle. But umpire said, no, just a tackle, I'm going to throw it up.
Bit lucky there, I thought he might have dragged it back in. Balderstone and Hayes. Balderstone flicked the handball back to Johnson. Might have been taken high. Umpire did see it that way. Lewis Johnson will get the free kick in the back pocket for the Legs. Swings it across goal. Dangerous kick. Bomberto tried to cut it off. Almost got there. Hamilton was good enough. Got it to McKenzie. McKenzie was run down by the first game of Nick Moore. And that's holding the ball. Good awareness from the youngster.
And has there been a better way to bring up your first shot for goal? The big defensive work inside your own 50. The run-down tackle blindsided him. He now lines up from around about 45 on the angle Bonz.
We mentioned he kicked 7 against the Bays in the twos last week. Got him a league game. This one's not going to get there. It's going to fall just short and a little bit wide, so minor score to Nick Moore. Great work from him. Eagles now 4-4. Norwood 3-2. Telstra Westlake scoreboard. We've apparently only gone 17 seconds. Don't think that's right.
Telstra having some issues on the scoreboard as well.
Johnson brings it back in. Long kick into the centre square. Thompson from behind punches. Balderstone tapped it over the top to Smart. Smart gave it to Grigg. Norwood are running. Over the top to Barry. Barry on the left foot. Chips inside to the running Tahini. Nice play, the Legs.
And Tahini now is going to line up from probably a similar angle and distance from Nick Moore, who was kicking a goal just minutes at the other end, or probably seconds, according to St Clair Dental shot clock. So Tahini crosses the 50 on the left, gets a good piece of it, they like it. Brings that margin back to 2 on the Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard. We had some issues earlier on. If you were on the app, we got in contact with the Telstra Store down there at Westlakes and they fixed everything up for us. So,
because I think that wind's probably a bit stronger. We can't feel anything up here at the back of the grandstand.
We will in the second half.
The trees don't seem to be fluttering a lot. The flag on top of the Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard is flowing, and Tahini got a lot of that ball and sailed through easily at the other end.
And we can now probably make some excuses for Nick Moore's kick, which seemed to fade to the right also. So give that wind a bit of credit. Back in the middle now. Norwood thought they had control of it, but Gus Paul's got something to say about that. Ball stays on the deck. Lonergan in that pack. The umpire's going to eventually say too high, and he's going to now say it's going to go to you, Zach Richards. He gives a quick handball off. Helicopter kick inside 50, tough to mark. Back-to-back freeze for the Norwood side. No one here at Maughan Thiem KIA seemed to think that was fair enough.
So a couple of, let's say, gentle free kicks to Norwood. The one in the middle was just Jesse Lonergan just getting up, gave his opponent, Zach Richards, who was on the ground, just a little bit of a shove, not much in it really. And now maybe a bit of jersey holding here. Sees Dorr have a shot for goal that's drifting away. So it's going to be a minor score. Footy karma. Norwood, 4-3. The Eagles 4-4. They lead by a point. Goldie to bring it back in. Comes out on his left foot, left foot even. I got that boot from you, didn't I? Norwood have it though. Dorr short to Barry. That's not the required distance. He dodges and weaves, did well, but so did Gus Paul. Cut it off. Underground handball didn't work. Nick Moore did well, tried to win the footy. Comes back to Norwood though, and they go short. Give it to Balderstone outside 50.
Balderstone takes off straight away. Tries to dart in the left footer. The kick is good. Might have been Paddy Graffrady getting a shove in the back. Umpire saw it.
Soft free kicks early in this quarter, mate.
He's inside his own 50. Just outside the goal square. Goes by hand, then goes long. Sits on top of Balderstone's head. Von Berto got the spoil away. Couldn't clear the pack though. He's back in there himself. And Ferns shovels it out of bounds. Umpire's going to throw it in. At the half-forward flank for the Redlegs side. Again, Balderstone with the forearm got Redden out of the way. Thrown to the ground was Goldsworthy. They're going in hard here, the Eagles. That was a high shot. Umpire saw that one. His genuine coat hanger. It's going to be Nick Moore. He's been in everything for the first gamer. Enjoying his first game so far.
Yeah, good start from him.
How many stats for Nick Moore, Bonz? I'll get you to do some work while I'm making a meal of this commentary. The kick.
3 possessions.
From Goldsworthy, I think that might be, has gone straight out of bounds in front of Lewis. 3 doesn't sound right. The long kick from Stephen goes inside 50, but the mark's been picked off by Jordan Foote.
Petrenko has it now. Through the centre square. Half volley to Jack Hayes. Followed up with a great tackle on Stevens. He dropped the ball. Umpire called play on. Absolutely dropped the footy. Again, throws it up. And we've seen another soft free kick. This way it's going the Eagles' way, so we're probably all square. Louis Sharrod's got it. No, he gave it to Redden.
I think the umpire's had enough of the shoving the backs from Balderstone.
Great kick from Redden out wide to the running signer. Inside 50 now, but Talia read it best, and he marked it just outside the goal square.
Talia goes by hand to Johnston. Inside his own 50, got crunched too from Petrenko as he took the mark. Sluggish to get to his feet. And Jarrod just picks it up. Come on, here it is. Get on with it. He's going to take his kick right underneath that Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard. He goes short to Bode. Little left, and then misses its target. Sharrod spun in the tackle. Got a handball away. Petrenko again finds a body. He's going in hard here, Petrenko. His pick went off and umpire said no. That one was too high.
Yeah, he got Tom Forster high. Good aggression though. Definitely on their game, the Eagles today. They look pretty much like the Eagles of old. Forster just kicks it down the line. Oh, good mark. That's Shenton. Might have been Dorr actually. Gave it to Bodie. Bodie. Goldsworthy sat underneath that. That was courageous. In there too was Rowland. Sammy Rowland fighting for the ball. And did well. Pickles and Bonz in the commentary box. This is Eagles Radio. Thanks to iCorp Insure. Hope you're enjoying the call.
Balderstone wins that one. Quick release kick was okay from the Redlegs. Got it out of that pack. Sinor went to ground. Ball again. Another pack forms. Getting up with it was Zust. First time we've called him. Quick release handball is okay. Now Sharrod goes inside. Another handball out from Johansson. There's support in front of us requesting a kick. That one's been deemed deliberate. Which, again, hasn't got anyone in the crowd onside. Grigg tried to run around Johansson, sort of half got that done. Now goes inside. 50, big fly! Couldn't pick out who that was from the Eagles. Couldn't take the mark. Might have been the skipper and Luke Thompson. Umpire's going to throw it up. Redden. Balderstone got there late, far too late. That one's going to roll out of bounds again in front of Jimmy Tumpus. Umpire's going to throw it in.
So he's played deliberate here again because the handball missed the target. And he actually called the wrong way. He was coming in to change his decision. I don't know what's going on here. In the meantime, shot from goal from Balderstone's hit the post. Well, I think it just lost their way a little bit, the umps here. Got Specsavers on their back. I think they might have to go and check them out, I think. Goldsworthy.
And that score, that point evens it up.
He's going to bring it out to the Percy Fox stand side. Lonergan did really well, tapped it to his own advantage, but the handball missed the target. Give Norwood a chance here. Ends up with Johansson. Eagles have won it back. That handball wasn't great either. Did well, did Stevens. Won the ball, intercepted it. Ends up with Grigg. He stops, props, well smothered by Rowland. Sharrod now has it. Dumped in a tackle from Grigg. And the umpire's played holding the ball. Well, the Eagles fans are on their feet in the grandstand here.
You're not having the greatest quarter, the men in line. Now again, long inside 50. That mark's probably going to be paid. It is. 2 or 3 touches of it. And big Brady Dorr in the 30. Too tall for the Eagles' defence. At 20 metres out. 45-degree angle. Might have shanked that one, or has he just squeezed it in? He has. And that now gives, for the very first time today, the Redlegs the lead. They lead by 1 straight kick on the Telstra Store Lakes scoreboard. We have gone 10 minutes, thanks to Sinclair Dental. You're on Eagles Radio. Listen to Pickles and Bonz, who also bring you Eagles TV. You can catch midweek on all of the Eagles social outlets, Facebook, Twitter. Maughan Thiem is a big fan. He shares them all the time.
Yeah, Wunks. That's the 3 times, isn't it? We mentioned Wunks.
Yes.
Yeah. Job done. Back in the middle. Umpire slowly walking in. Have a bounce. Now he's going to throw this one up. Redden won that one. Intercepted by Balderstone, though. That was good. Put it out in the advantage of Grigg. He ran onto it. Horrible kick towards the 50-metre line. Zust was there, gave it back to Grigg. Back, in fact, it's Smart. Ed Smart in top of the goal square, looks for Zust. Oh, well done, Goldsworthy. Tapped it over the top to Gaffney. Gaffney's running. Look at the pace. Outstanding work. Got the handball over to Lonergan. On the wing now we are. He was tackled, and a good tackle.
Oi!
There's a little bit off the ball here. Players haven't found the whistle. Having a bit of a cuddle just over the boundary line. Louis Sharrod, surprise, surprise.
Well, might have been enough to turn that one over. But nevertheless, they're away. The Redlegs through the flashy. Don Barry goes off the left, goes long inside his 50. Starting to string a few of these together, the Redlegs now. Long passes inside the 50. Marks taken.
It's a Heaney, it is. Again, he found himself by himself. Just lost his Eagles defender. and took an uncontested mark. He's going to have a shot on a slight angle, about 20 metres out.
You see it here on the Maughan Thiem Kia replay. The work from Barry. Got inside Paul, and then on the long left to Tahini, the back of the pack. Took the easy mark. Meantime, he's missed his shot on goal. That lead out to 7 points.
Just quietly, because how good's the weather at the moment? Sun shining, short sleeved, low 20s.
It's just turned it on. See James Rowe just in front of us here on the boundary line. I'd love him to start firing up. He's been a great avenue to goal for the Eagles this year. Yet to get firing in this one. Big clash. But centre wing, the Eagles just turned that one over. It's gone to the safe arms of Zust. He squares it up. Finds Forster. Goes it wider still. Now they got themselves to centre wing. Johnson takes the mark. Handball over the top of us on. He chooses to go with it. This way, that way. Now Stevens goes long inside 50, but that one is cut off. Great bit of work. Johansson's going to have to get it and go. Gives the handball quickly. Now the long kick. There's nothing in front. If it sits, it does. Von Berdo takes the bounce. Moore might have done himself injustice there. He was caught holding the ball. Probably didn't need the bounce. The kick for goal was the option. Meanwhile, the Redlegs have come there at true centre-half back.
Well, didn't really have any options forward, did Jake Von Berdo, but he could have just dribbled it towards the goal square and chased after it. Instead, he tried to beat McKenzie, but McKenzie was good enough to tackle him. And he has the ball now after Norwood worked it from one side to the other. This is Lewis Johnson in front of the members' stand here at Maughan Thiem Kia Oval. Look out! Bodie nearly got cleaned up by Johansson. Ball comes out to Richards. Zach Richards down the line. Looking for Tahini. He can't take it on the half volley. Really good tackle from Cooper Gaffney. Drags him across the line. Umpire calls in, runs in, crosses himself. We'll have a ball up in front of the Percy Fox stand.
Just out of the shadows of the Redlegs bench. Redden got his hands to that one at his feet. Goldsworthy thrown to the ground. And we do the whole thing again. Redden this time palms it out. Ferns tried to barrel his way through. That was going to be hard work. Gus Paul puts on the big tackles. Again, denied by the man in line.
Just seemed it's been a really scrappy quarter. And maybe some of the officiating's to blame here.
Richards snap kick out of that pack. Got it going the Redlegs way. Now Zust on the right. He's been busy this quarter. A kick to Tahini. He bends it around on his left. He snapped another one. Well, they started the quarter 7 behind. They're now 13 up. Redlegs have got to put a stop to the run. A halt to the momentum somehow, Bonds. You don't want to get this Redleg side too far away from you.
No, second goal for Tahini, and it was an intelligent kick from Zust. Put it out in front of Tahini. He ran onto it. Still had a difficult shot snapping around on the left boot. It was good enough. And as you said, they now lead 6-5 to 4-4 Telstra Westlake scoreboard. Coming up to 16 minutes in the second term. This is Eagles Radio, thanks to iCorp Insure. Pickles and Bonz calling all the action. Redden and Johnson this time. Redden put it on a platter to Louis Sharrod. And he was tackled straight away by Zach Richards. This time again gets down to Paul, and Paul's wrapped up. Just can't get a clear run at it at the moment. Redden's giving him first service. But the Norwood pressure's good in the middle. This time he grabs it himself. Handballs out to Lonergan, comes to Sharrod. Now they're away, the Eagles. Inside 50. James Rowe led the ball, but well done by McKenzie. Good tackle from Hayes, made him drop it. Wilkins is in there, dropped the ball surely. Handball came out to Sharrod. He was tackled as he kicked it. And in the end, the mark's taken by Talia. about 10 metres out from goal, and he's going to get a 25-metre as well, as Nick Hayes came in late and spoiled.
Well, on the back of all of those other holding the ball decisions, how that one wasn't holding the ball is beyond me.
Yeah, haven't had their best quarter, as you call them, the men in line.
So the Redlegs on half-back, side the long kick down the line is the option. Got a few there, though, the Eagles. One of them, though, for Norwood is Barry. Again, he wheels onto his left, threads through a handball. The snap probably should have been the conversion from Bampton. Tried to kick the cover off it. Had more time than he knew.
That's money for jam for Bampton. He just one he'll want back for sure. Sinor now runs away, out of side, gives it to Tumpus. Good kick, just outside the 50-metre line.
Petrenko on for the Eagles. Just going to hover around half forward.
This time.
Outnumbered down here too, Bonz, sorry.
Yeah, it just goes long, and Forster came over the top and punched it out of bounds. 10 minutes ago, that was a free kick.
Redlegs have seen that 2-1 match up, and have Giorgio's dropped back the man up, Petrenko, who had forced a 2-on-1 down in the Eagles 50, but actions on centre wing. Going to ground. Von Berto possibly. Now the kick inside the legs 50. Sinor in there, picked it up well, then got rid of it. Working hard down there, the Eagles. The Redlegs are cutting at him with force. And this time, too much force, both knees in his back.
Cooper Gaffney.
He's going to take his kick deep inside his own 50. He kicks a sack to the half-forward flank, a high one. It's always going to be tough to mark. Another pack forms. Just shoveling it forward, the Eagles. The soccer off the ground has been okay. Comes up James Roseway. Now he gives a handball, centre wing. One more handball to Ferns. Now the long kick. Johansson, inside 50, takes the mark right on the 50. Turns, wheels, goes straight away. Kicks a stinker. Absolutely murdered that kick. He had Von Berto in the goal square. The kick was a flat frisbee. McKenzie did enough to get back there and get a hand on it.
And then just walk the ball over the line, much to the disgust of the members in the stand here, the Barry Jarman stand. Ball thrown in now, Eagles forward pocket. Balderstone thumped it, rolled outside 50, but to the advantage of Poole. Poole gave it to Goldsworthy. Another scrubbing kick inside 50. Nick Moore, kick your first goal at league for his son! And he does! There's a contender for the Villies goal of the day, and it's a debutant as they run to him with the traditional rubbing of the head. Nick Moore kicks his first goal. Great answer from the kid.
Well, they needed one. The Eagles were starting, the Redlegs were starting to pour a few on. They needed a momentum changer. And if you want momentum, get your debutant to kick a snap. Cack a snip. And that will always change the momentum. They'll be excited now. They'll have some energy.
Doesn't look out of order in this league. Nick Moore has been hard at the footy, and that was just clean.
Up high was Hayes in the ruck against Balderstone. Balderstone just hanging out of that pack. Gus Paul, great little handball to Ferns. Another sack inside 50. Rolls over the back. Is it Moore again? Just going to beat him over the 50, over the boundary. For a second there, he was sniffing his back-to-back goals.
I'm going to time to change the footy. This one doesn't work.
No,
it's floating all over the place, isn't it?
No, the laces have come undone. It's unstitched.
Too much air, not enough air.
It's a medicine ball. Balderstone front, just palmed it down to Rowe. Another snap, another goal. Oh, he was celebrating. He had the finger in the air, going the point, sucked me in.
Good work from the Eagles, though. Their runners are getting around the ball. Wilkins, great kick out to Grigg, outside 50. He played on the left boot. And getting back was Gaffney. That was good from the Eagles. They're still running. Goldsworthy gave it to Roland.
They've lifted here.
They certainly have. Good tackle from Ferns. Umpires letting it go, though. Zust has it. Handball to Smart. Back to Zust. Kicks inside 50 now. Tahini's the only one there against two Eagles. Oh, good mark from Lonergan. Jesse Lonergan back at the pack. Good relieving mark. And goes wide to Foot. Jordan Foot on the bounce. Turned quickly. Got around his opponent. Found Sharrod just out of bounds on the full. Norwood to relief.
Just got my first little taste of the Eagles breeze, the Eagle Doctor, coming through the grandstand late every game, no matter what it looks like out in the bathed in sunlight at the moment, the ground.
22 and a half minutes gone, thanks to St. Clair Dental.
Somehow ends up being in the minuses in this commentary box, but still working on that, the new heater. Redlegs. Short ball. Mark on the 50. In Forster. In fact, it's Barry.
It's had it 10 times.
Raking left footer. Goes long towards the goal square. Won't carry the pack. Pushed over. Margin back to 8 points. So Telstra Store Westlakes.
Bit of a wasted kick for mine from Barry. Well, they've got to put it top of the square or get the distance. That one on the line is just, too easy for the defenders to push through.
Yeah, it gives the automatic turnover to the Eagles, which is what they've done.
Gaffney got it from the kick in. Down the line, Retton took a great mark between two Norwood players. He's got Petrenko running. Gives it to him now. Petrenko,
Goals.
2 bounces. Wants the goals. Goes inside 50, and that ball is a shocker. But it's rolling. Thought it was going to bounce back the other way. Jace Bodie was there to take it over the line. But again, some good exciting run from the Eagles. They go to 5-6, Norwood 6-7 on the Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard. And Norwood have it in the centre of the ground now. McKenzie goes short, Panos. In fact, it's Gerloff. Gerloff inside looking for Tahini again. Well done by Goldsworthy. Great spoil. Over the top to Confreda, and the Eagles are running.
Short little kick is okay. To Sharrod, he's on centre wing. Takes a bounce, unnecessary one. Slows up, he had to get rid of that in a hurry. Barry was charging him down. Gus Paul got high, dropped the mark. And now on the standing tackle, the Eagles are wrapped up. Jace Bode whips it out of the hands. Last man to give it back.
Sticking with Bode, eh?
Yes, Bode is too many syllables. Redden over the back, got the hit out. It's fallen the way of the Redlegs, and on half back they're away. One bounce. Now the handball inside to Smart is okay. They've opened up some space here. Tahini's got loads of it. Sits on top of his head and he takes a safe mark. Probably wondering how he got so open there. Just wrong-footed.
Goldsworthy it is, I reckon.
Goldsworthy. The kick which hung in the air as well. Gave Goldsworthy a lot of time, but he was on the wrong foot. Couldn't push off the wrong way. Tahini's going to line up 45-degree angle. Distance won't be an issue. An Eagles radio next to Icorp and Stewart. Tahini again kicks true. He's got 3. He doesn't mind it from that spot. That margin back out to 13 points. Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard, we've gone 25. Thanks to St Clair Dental.
It's quite a tall, rangy player, is Tahini, and I'm not sure if Goldsworthy is the right matchup for him. Obviously, maybe
going to beat...
Maybe Sammy Rowland.
He's going to beat him in the air just about every time on stretch. And when they come in like that with a bit of open run, if the kick's okay and he's made himself a reasonable lead, it makes it hard for any defender.
Maybe even Gefreda is a good matchup for him.
Yep.
2 ruckmen go at it again. Redden, Balderstone. Balderstone thumped it down, but Foot was the first one there, taken high in a tackle. And will get the free kick. Grigg just a little bit aggressive. Jordan Foot swings onto the right straight away. Got Sharrod on the outer wing. And the siren goes to end the second term. here at Maughan Thiem KIA Oval as Norwood lead by 13 points. Eagles 5 goals, 6-36. Norwood 7-7-49.
They're going to have to do something about that matchup. Looks as though Goldsworthy's going to stay with it at the moment down there, Bonz. They sit in the goal square as we're about to get ready for this second half. And this one is going to get underway. Bonz, your caller.
Really a dead heat there, but it fell to Grigg. Grigg's handball was smothered by Lonergan, gave it to Tumpus. He just handballed to no one, sideways. Grigg grabbed it. Over the top, Richards is there for Norwood, but he's under pressure from Paul. Foot came in, stole it, gave it to Tumpus. Bullet kick to Moore was outstanding. He swings around on the right boot, bombs it towards the 50-metre mark. Almost James Rowe gathered it, but Ferns did in the end. He ducked under a tackle. Umpire called play on. Top of the goal square. Hayes is wrestling. Jack Kind can't get it. And in the end, Wilkins ran it over the boundary line on purpose, and they'll throw it in.
13 points to margin, early going third quarter. Round 7 here at Maughan Thiem KIA Oval. Pickles and Bonz and Eagles Radio bring you all the work. Balderstone got his hand to it, hit it straight down to one of those fleet of Eagles runners who are sitting in front of the pack. Might have to go to the binocs on this one. Deep in that pocket. Ball on the bottom of the pack. Petrenko comes up, picks it up, tries to snap it, but that flat footy's still in the game. And it's just snuck through from behind.
They didn't change that footy. It was a good smother by Petrenko. He then grabbed his own smother and snap slid off the boot. So hopefully they have swap footies, because that last one was horrible.
Brings that margin back to 2 straight kicks. Norwood from the release have only got as far as centre half forward. Sloppy kick inside 50. Redlegs have come up with the turnover. Shenton now. It's back in the 1-2. And goes to a 2-1. Goldsworthy high, crashed the plaque. Did some damage. Roland now wrapped up in a tackle. Fell out of his hands. Shoved a little handball to Sinor. Back to Ferns. And he smashed one out of there to centre half forward. No mark taken.
Turned it over though. Well done by Norwood Wilkins. He got the ball. Just trying to work it forward, but the only man there is Goldsworthy for the Eagles. He put it back into Eagle territory. And the ball stumped over the line by Talia. And we'll have a throw in just on the other side of the Percy Fox stand. So a good start. Open play early in this one. Eagles attacking. 2 goals the difference. We've gone 2 minutes. Doesn't seem we've gone that long at all. As Barry got the ball out the back of the pack, gave it to Zach Richards. He went down the line. Sinor had best position. Roland came in to help, but he was well tackled. Barry stole it. Don Barry on the left boot. Put it out to the advantage of Bampton. Now it comes to Goldsworthy. Did well, sock it off the ground. Now it's got to chase his own footy. Can't pick it up. Tahini's there for Norwood. Gafreda's there for the Eagles. Gave it to Tumpus. Well done. Outside wing to Foot.
Foot now in one-on-one battle with Panos. Gets around him. His kick's okay as well to half forward. The mark's taken out there by Hayes. He wheels around on the right foot. Might have been Von Berto. He goes long inside 50. They've caused a turnover here. Ball on the ground. About 40 metres out from goal. No one could cleanly pick it up. Petrenko came sliding in to try to scoop it up one-handed. Couldn't do so. Balderstone gets her in the ruck. The good hit out from Hayes. The Redlegs have come up with it and kicked out of the pack. Coming through is Goldsworthy. He started this second half on fire. Sinor off the left. Snaps it round. High ball. It's going to be tough for marking. And proves to be so. The Redlegs with the clearing kick it out the centre wing. It's going to fall into the arms. I think that might be Panos.
And he kicked it straight to Gafreda. Gafreda to Roland, middle of the ground. Goes out wide in front of Ferns. Bounced leg break, beat all players. Grigg has it now. Good tackle from Moore. But Balderstone was there in support. Down the line to Tahini, half volley, can't take it. Gafreda's on him now. Wrapped him up straight away, surely. That one's holding the ball, umpire. And he said no. I thought Tahini tried to duck under that tackle, had the prior opportunity. But in the shadows of the Percy Fox stand, the umpire will ball it up. Redden won this one down to Lonergan, got it back to Redden. Broke a tackle, gave it to Toompas. Inside 50 again, the Eagles go. Nick Hayes is there with Giorgio. Comes out the back to Talia for Norwood. Hands back to Giorgio, and he just ran straight out of bounds. Well disguised, they might say, Pickles.
So you called for it in that second quarter. Looks like you've got your matchup you're after. Paddy Refrader's playing full back on Tahini. Goldsworthy sort of floating loose in the back line, but pushing up half forward. It's been useful for him in this second half.
He's on Zust at the moment.
Ball thrown in. Balderstone. Only as far as Rowe. Out of there from Lonergan. Picked up by Rowe. Couldn't finish it off though. Might have been penalised for it. You've got to call the advantage. Well, I'll make it up for you here. Didn't have the ball. Umpire saw that. Then played the advantage. Everyone else had stopped. I think it was Von Berto. Snapped around the corner with... He was the only one running and dribbled a goal through. It was pretty uneventful. Got the desired result though, and halves the margin to 6 points.
You see on the Maughan Thiem replay here, the ball comes in from Jesse Lonergan. Rowe was definitely taken high, and there it is from Talia. Ball came out to Hayes, it was in the end, who got the goal. They're all patting Von Berto on the head, but it was Jack Hayes who got the goal. But a handy one for the Eagles, back to a 6 point margin now. 6-7 to 7-7 on the Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard, gone 5.5 minutes. Redden and Balderstone.
Oh, umpire's gone.
About time. Oh no, he's just fallen over.
Yeah, slipped over, didn't get the
I
hook.
thought you meant he's gone off the ground.
Yeah, didn't get the hook from the from the board of umpires.
This time they're at it again, another ball up. Foot did well, gave it to Toompas. Right boot, inside 50. Hayes, Nick Hayes, takes a good mark out in front of Talia. In fact, it's Von Berto.
They're switching Guernseys up there. Hayes and Von Berto.
I think the haircut got me.
But they move the same. They've got a similar running style, and certainly they leap the same way.
Von Berto now will kick from right on 50. Lays back, good looking kick. Umpire has not moved. Another goal for the Eagles, ties it up. We got a ball game here. It's 49 apiece. On the Telstra Tour Westlake scoreboard, 6.5 minutes gone. St Clair Dental clock.
Well, they've done exactly what you would have thought the instructions would have been at half time. Would have been a must, I reckon. An absolute must is get the first two, or get the first one at the very least. They've done that. They've then backed it up. Von Berto, who was Nick Hayes in the first goal, then kicked the second one when he was Nick Hayes. So they've done well. Scores are even, as you said, back in the middle, Redden and Balderstone. Balderstone won this one, but leading the race there is Foot. Goes back over his head with a handball. Coming through with a soccer was okay. Now Barry, Don Barry, gets inside 50, off the left. Not going to score. Going to bounce just in front of the point post and dribble out.
That's that wobbly footy again, Pickles. Or it just floats on occasions.
I'm surprised that the players haven't put in a request. Clear and kick from the Eagles, only goes as far as Gaffney. Got some good yards. Got it out to about half-forward flank, rolls out right in front of the Village sign. One of the great sponsors of the Eagles here. Also the sponsor of the goal of the day, the Village goal of the day. A few contenders already. Redden in the ruck. Dragged to the ground. And I've got no doubt we'll do it all again.
So it started really this quarter. It's been Redden, Lonergan and Foot. I mean, the main contributors early in this, getting their hands on the footy. Here's a guy who gets his hands on the footy a lot, Greg, but he's turned it over. Handballed in the direction of Toompas, who took it, and he was wrapped up straight away. And we'll have a ball up. Just a little bit closer to Norwood's goal. Balderstone just chucked Redden out of the way.
He's been doing it all day.
And gave away a free kick finally. The umpire's seen it.
To use a great grandstand cheer.
Goes short to Tumpus. Still at halfback for the Eagles.
Stale at the moment for the Eagles.
He just needs some movement. It comes from Von Berto. He goes shorter than that and finds Ferns. Good lead. Jack Ferns. Liked his game today too. Going okay. Goes long, down, towards half forward. Big pack of players. No one won it. And we'll have a ball up.
Fighting at 49 points apiece here at Maughan Thiem KIA Oval. We've gone 9 minutes thanks to Sinclair Dental. Ball's out on centre wing currently. Couldn't be any more even at the moment. Ball on centre wing with the score at 49 each. Umpire throws it in. The big boys go again. Balderstone again, he shoves Redden. Can't keep doing it, surely. Gives one back. Now, in open space, Sinor shoots on goal. And that one's just going to fade to the right. And that point puts the Eagles in front by that solitary point. 7-8-50. They lead 7-7-49.
Peppering the goals at the moment, the Eagles. Johnson goes short. McKenzie kicks down the line towards the boundary line. It rolls over the boundary line, and that'll be a kick taken by Nick Hayes now. So Nick Hayes brings it back in, looking for his bro. Can't find him almost. Although the umpire said you chop the arms. Giorgio.
You probably thought it was Von Berto, Giorgio.
In fact, it's Wilkins. So Wilkins chopped the arms of Jack Hayes. And he's going to have a shot from goal. 49-degree angle. Will kick from just inside 50. Lays back on the kick. Look good off the boot, but it's just going to be to the skinny side. Minor score. Stretch their margin to 2 points. 7-9, 7-7 on the Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard. And Johnson to bring it back in for the legs. Thumping kick down the middle. Looking for his ruckman.
Oh.
And Dorr took a good mark.
Yeah, in a big pack that included Redden. Stood like a giant and took the mark. The kick was good too, measured. Found Zust on the run. Didn't have to break stride. Now they go longer again. Oh, looking over his head, Banton, and just fell into his lap. The kick was perfect from Mitch Grigg. Banton was just running. Waited for the ball just to drop into his lap. And this red leg goal kicker is going to line up. Distance not an issue. Angle won't be a problem either. And if it's anything like his last kick was much harder, should make no mistake. And he doesn't. Gives it the one Cobra. Eagles back, Redlegs back in front by 4. A seesawing match.
Called it beautifully, Pickles. A great kick from Mitch Grigg, just out in front of Bampton. Running back over his head, took the good mark. And he is one of the best shots for goal in the SANFL Statewide Super League. So, takes it out to 4 points now. 12.5 minutes gone. Third term. This is Eagles Radio, thanks to iCorp Insure.
2 goals for Bampton.
Redden, Balderstone. Redden won this one down. Poole tried to grab it. He got grabbed. Went back in and got it again. Taken high and then dumped by Gerloff. Umpire just says, give it to me. We'll toss it up again. Again, Redden was tackled by Balderstone and will win the free kick this time. So the ump's starting to even up, you think, Pick?
Well, he just keeps doing it, Balderstone. Keeps getting away with it. Now Johansson off the quick handball. Goes long inside 50. 2-on-1's going to have to be a good mark. Not picked up. Scrappy pack down there. Hayes just trying to buck his way out of there like a Bronco. Can't do so. Had about 3 Redlegs on his back. Eagles trying to lock it in here. Another ball hits the ground. They dive on. They've got the ring set up there. You can see Johansson spreading it wide. And Jack Hayes to hold still. Meanwhile, ball's up and down. Again, it's scrappy, head in, head first. Can't break away from this multiple ball ups. Redlegs trying as they can to run clear, but some good scragging work. It's just holding them in. High goes Hayes with a hit out. Only as far as Grig goes around the corner. That one does clear the pack. Another tackle dragged down. I think that was Zust goes to ground. Probably guessing if I could get that number from there, Bonz. But it's got to be Redden and Balderstone. Can't miss those blokes.
Redden won it. Gave it to Lonergan. Johansson runs onto the bouncing foot. He has a shot on goal. Looks pretty good. It's going to fall just short in the goal square. Shenton gave it to Talia. Now Bodie goes long down the line. Oh, good mark from Cooper Gaffney. Out position, Bampton. Got it back in the 1-2. Back inside 50 for the Eagles. Shenton in the best spot. Goes over his head. Wrapped up in a tackle was Giorgio. The Nick Hayes tackle. Umpire will ball it up just outside. Still in a dangerous spot for the Redlegs.
Can't get it out of there, can they?
Talia got one in the back.
They will now.
From Rowe. So they will relieve the pressure somewhat. But he's still deep in his defence.
He goes sideways. If the mark's taken, he's got one over the top. He has. And Giorgio's away with plenty of space. Takes a bounce. Now gives a handball. They've created the loose man of it, chopping it off perfectly. They've done enough to keep it going their way. Giorgio kept running, got it back, another sack inside 50. Sonor kept his feet when everyone else went to ground. Now he's got a bit of space, takes a bounce, kicks it long. Hayes, he got pushed to ground. Brady Dorr went without it. In fact, it was Richards. Coming in, Gus Paul head first, 100 miles an hour. Why wouldn't he? And right in front of his own bench. What probably should have been a shot on goal for the Redlegs has ended up going back halfway the other way. Ferns one-handed. Got a handball out of there. Sharrod it was. Now Gaffney trying to break a tackle in the middle of the ground. Could get rid of the handball. Sharrod, he's got to get rid of it now. Breaks one tackle, can't get rid of the second. Got rid of the handball though. Ferns missed him. Barry goes off the left. Long inside 50. Mark not taken in front of the pack and puts it off. Sinor was brilliant.
Sinor was fantastic there to fend off to Johansson. Eagles looking just to settle here, so he goes back to Gafreda. Gafreda's kick is an absolute stinker. Seriously, we need a new footy. Dorr did well for the legs. Kicked it back to the goal square, but it's all Eagles. Gafreda's there. He's got Johansson this side. Grandstand side. Eagles radio side. Goes short to Paul. So Norwood have blocked it up, just weighing up his options. Crowd screaming for him to kick it to Redden. He did, but it's cut off by Johnson. Johnson handballs to Hamilton. Inside 50 for Tahini. On the half volley, can't take it. Wrapped up by Gafreda. Great tackle. We'll have a ball up in the pocket for Norwood. Umpire will come in. Norwood lead it by 4 points. Lonergan took it out the ruck, put it on the boot straight away, much to the delight of the Eagles fans. But the umpire's seen something here. Not sure if we'll pick this up on the Maughan Thiem KIA replay, but Ed Smart's going to have a shot. He's going to get the free kick, goes short to Panos. He takes the mark just a little bit closer, and he'll be off the ball here after he kicks it. But Panos will take the shot now. Runs inside 50. It's not going to have the distance. The wind's going to hold it up in the goal square. Fly high was from Bampton. And Jack Hayes did well to thump it through for a minor score.
Yeah, just on that Maughan Thiem KIA replay, it looked as though after he kicked it, he might have at the very most just pushed him.
Not much in it really though.
Certainly not worth bringing it back and turning it over for. Another one for the head scratchers. Long they go, the Eagles, out of their own 50. 3-on-1 pack. Shenton got a fist on it, but it's got over the back. Rowe picks it up, wheels around. He's got a runner in Hayes. The kick's got to be spot on. Can it stay in? It can't. And Hayes, in frustration, Nick smacks it on the ground. He knew that if that sat for him, he had nothing but grass and his brother in front of him.
That's it. It was wide open.
Umpire throws it in. New ruck duo. Ferns and I think it might have been Johnson in the ruck for Norwood.
Tell you what, we have got here, Pickles, on Eagles Radio. It's a great game of footy. 5 points of difference at the moment. Top class SANFL action.
5 lead changes so far. Redlegs on their own half back line trying to get out of there. The kick goes up and under. Barry's there, so is Jack Hayes. Paul comes up with the ball. He goes inside to Goldsworthy, who now gave it on to Tompus. Jimmy Tompus, welcome home, son. No, just fades to the right and brings that margin back to 4. Still the Redlegs lead. On the Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard, we've gone nearly 20 minutes. This is Sinclair Dental. You're listening to Eagles Radio. Pickles and Bonz doing all the action at half forward. They've turned this one over the Redlegs, and the Eagles are going to wrap it up and keep it in there. So it's a crucial turnover here if they can come up with this one touching close to three-quarter time, Bonds.
Yeah, another wobbly kick, but now it's picked up by Sharrod. Shot on goal. It's gone all the way. It's just offline. So the Eagles peppering the goals. It's been in the Eagles' half for most of the quarter. Talia has it now. He's 10 metres out from his defensive goal. He's weighing up his options. He's just going to kick it high and wide. Looking for big Sam Balderstone, but Jack Hayes is in front, took a very good mark. There's a contender for the 7.22. Wants to play on quickly. Goes short into the pocket and finds Nick Hayes. So Nick Hayes said, I'm close enough, I'll have a shot from here. So we're seeing the Hayes boys starting to get involved, Gus Poole starting to get involved. Positive signs for the Eagles.
Again, though, he finds himself in a tight angle. Last time we called them here, he was getting the ball, but setting himself tight angles, tough kicks. And again, it's a tough kick, a tight angle and long distance.
Someone in the stand liked it.
Yes. So the last 3 scoring shots all behind. Got that margin back to 3. Mitch Grigg, mark not taken. Umpire's going to pay it though. Maybe some front-on contact is the best I can come up with for you. He's at the half-back in front of the Percy Fox grandstand. He goes back inside 50. It's a salute back there from his teammate. And they've switched it all the way across the other side of the ground. From one wing to the other. They come the half-back flank. Game just goes in with a bit of a lull. The Redlegs chipping around to each other. Got a Dom Barry, 45 kick. Still not making any indent into the way home. Barry goes sideways to Richards. He's still at half-back. Just maintaining the ball. Eagles won't mind this. Just wait for the turnover. Richards undecided, gets called to play on. He goes back behind himself, and he goes now further in the back, half-back flank. Let's talk about maybe pottery.
Maybe not. Down the line, looking for Balderstone. Again, a kick to a pack. The Eagles' defence has been good here. And they've punched that over the line. There'll be a throw-in on the wing, on the outer side. I spoke to some grumpy fans out there earlier today. Hope you're listening, enjoying the footy.
Look for that coming up on Eagles TV.
And Balderstone took it out the ruck, gave it to the running Smart. That was good footy from Norwood. Over the top to Panos. Panos shot on goal is going to miss. 1 point. They move to 8-9. Eagles 7-12. 3-point margin as Goldsworthy chips it back in to Luke Thompson. 23 and a half minutes gone, third term. It's a battle here at the moment. Maughan Thiem KIA. Redden was held, and they've called play on. Jack Hayes took it. Oh, the shocking kick. Jesse Lonergan was there. He was wrapped up by Talia. Dropped the footy. Went back in and got it again. Well done, Jesse Lonergan. And he was tackled. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up.
Well, I think it's gone past the footy. I think it's a brick now. Ends up with Johansson, though, from long range. Again, just when you thought that was going to go through, it fades late. That wind may be playing a part. Certainly the state of the footy is, but wasn't spinning completely right. Just faded. Another behind of the Eagles. Shenton now from full back on the run. Sits kick away. And comes out to Thompson. You've got that wrong.
Johnson.
That's the one. Redlegs on a half-back flank. Decided to go long down the line. Coming out of his Panos. Picked it up, then gave the handle over the top to no one in particular. Eagles have picked it off and gone long to centre half forward. Pack sets himself. No one can take the mark. Redden waiting to pick up the scraps, but it's Rowe. Rowe faked the handball. He's got one loose. Can he find him at Signal? One grab, two grabs, can't pull down the mark. And in the forward pocket now, the snap around the corner. Picked off by the Redlegs, and they're going to get out of their 50 with a long kick. One-on-one. On this occasion, it's Stevens.
So Stevens takes the mark. Again, an opportunity for the Eagles. They had a few in this quarter as the siren goes. 25 and a half minute quarter. Didn't go very long at all, as we only had a couple of goals. As the Eagles, 7-13, 55. They trail Norwood by just 2 points at three-quarter time. 8-9, 57. They trail by 2 points.
Yeah, 20 shots on goal. Doesn't need too many of those. 13 points to go the other side of the post, and it's a completely different game. Umpire throws it up. Balderstone stopped, started, but Redden got the hit out. Eagles going to the goal-scoring end in the last quarter. I love kicking them into the clubhouse when they're coming home strong. Redden wins this one. The Toompas throws it on the boot. Gets to centre half forward. No mark taken. Von Berto, the back of the pack, trying to get past McKenzie. His kick didn't go the required distance. Diving in there. It was good play and got a high shot. Maybe, it was never legged. That was the last of the things I could have called.
He's calling the taking the player's legs as he dived for the ball. Ferns was the only one who wanted the footy there. That is not what the rule was designed for. Anyway, umpire calls play on. Johnson has it. Goes on the left. Out to the wing. Panos flew high, couldn't mark it. Comes out the back to Zach Richards. Short kick is excellent to Grigg. Takes the mark on the chest. Still a long way from goal. Inside 50 he goes. Oh, good mark there, falling backwards. Goldsworthy. It's been very good in this second half as Matty Goldsworthy.
He's holding it up in the back pocket, undecided. Now takes off, decides to go straight down the middle to Gus Paul, so the two little men combined as marking options. Petrenko through the middle, wants to burn one off. He's taking one bounce, two bounces, going to have to get rid of it now. He does by hand. He goes long to the new boy. He shoves a handball out, picked up by Rowe. He keep his feet, dodges one. Now he gives off his own handball. Shot on goal, all by himself. Goal square, Von Berto takes it.
Intelligent play from Nick Hayes, Pickles. He had the chance to snap on goal and instead lifted his eyes, saw Von Berto and his brother. They were both there, picked the right one, and Von Berto will have an easy shot.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a glamour goal, but it got a little bit messy then. Exactly like you said, kept his head settled down. Von Berto for the crucial first goal of the last quarter. Makes no mistake. Eagles now lead by 4 points. We've gone just under 2 minutes on the St Clair Dental Times clock. Take over.
And you saw it just as Von Berto was lining up for the goal. What I'd like to see, I saw James Rowan. He's throwing his arms in the air saying, "Come on, boys, come on, boys." And he was trying to get this crowd up and about.
Might be able to pick it up. Here he goes on the St Clair Dental replay. Got to get that out of my head.
In fact, it's Maughan Thiem KIA
Maughan
replay.
Thiem KIA replay.
So thanks to iCorp Insure. This is Eagles Radio. Pickles and Bonz doing their best. Back in the middle.
Pickles having a bit of a brain fade. Go Bonz.
Boulderstone got it down, but it's taken by foot. Stole it. Kicked it inside 50. Shenton dropped the mark. Petrenko's there. Ferns does well again. Gave it to Paul. He was taken high by Panos. Umpire let it go. The height difference there in the favour of Paul, but umpire said it's fair enough. Redden ran through, grabbed the ball. Snap on goal, went sideways. Giorgio around the corner goes Hayes, hit the post. Giorgio had it, dropped it. Nick Hayes stole it, had a snap on goal, hit the post. 8-14 to 8 goals 9. Eagles lead it by 5 points. 3 minutes gone.
McKenzie from fullback. Another one of these Norwood left footers goes long, gets it outside the 50. They've turned it over on the half-back flank. It's a scrappy ball, but the Eagles just need to come up with it. Might be shoved over the line from Richards. No, it is now. And Ed Smart thought he was away.
And by seen a free kick here.
He's pulled one back.
Over the shoulder, he was signalling. It's Richards, is it?
He goes inboard to Grigg. The ever reliable Mitch Grigg. Goes again with the left. Goes in short. Finds Panos. And a few running for him. One of them, Barry, has done a lot of running today. He's been very good. Norwood. Through Panos go long inside their own 50. Sticky fingers. Tahini was running full tilt. Got up and got high. And the Eagles defender, I think it might have been Goldsworthy, right on his back. Still was good enough to take the mark. Credit where it goes. Has 3. His side currently trails by 5 points. It lines up. Slide angle. 40 out. They still trail. Might have missed a lot. No, just squeezed it in.
He's got good hands, doesn't he, Tahini? Looks a good player. Likely type in just his second game.
Kicked 3 in his first. He's got 3 in his second.
Goldsworthy goes long, looking for Nick Hayes. Found him. Good mark.
Pulled
Played
over
on
the back
quickly.
all by himself, Bonz.
Gave it to the running Sam Rowland, but he was tackled. Umpire let it go. All the players stopped. Thought it was holding the ball. And the umpire said, no, I've seen this in the AFL the last couple of weeks. I'm going to let it go. They're going to ball it up on the wing. Outer side. Lonigan. Handball to Siner. In the middle's got Ferns. Ran around Shenton. Got it inside 50. The crowd getting involved now. Jack Hayes is there. So is Talia for Norwood. Talia grabbed it. Gave it to Johnson. Oh, great tackle from Hayes. That's holding the ball. Nick Hayes, great work. And he'll have a shot on goal. He'll take his best with this breeze. He's going to kick from just outside 50, Pickles.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that wasn't holding the ball out on the centre wing, but that centre half forward definitely was. Nick Hayes. Right on the 50. Gives it everything he's got. Is it going to clear the pack? It does, but it goes on the wrong side of the post. That's a good kick into the wind, Bonz.
Absolutely.
Norwood on the quick release. They've got it outside 50, but they didn't hit a target. Eagles might be able to come up with a turnover here. Though Hanson socketed off the ground. And that's been deemed deliberate. Goldsworthy said Gerloff's run on. Grandstand's about to rip this thing down. Gerloff goes backwards, finds Shenton. Marked hard on the mark by Sharrod.
He goes
further back. He might get that through. Wow. Shenton, who tried to find his man just outside the goal square, has kicked it through. It's going to be McKenzie to bring it back in for the Redlegs.
It's an own goal in footy. That was an own goal. McKenzie comes out to Wilkins. Goes into the centre of the ground. Oh, good hands, Mitch Grigg. Swung onto the left, got dumped it, he kicked it, umpire let it go. Gafreda on Tahini, wins that battle. Well done, Paddy Gafreda. He got it over the line. And we'll have a ball in with the Eagles lead it by a goal. 8 goals 16 to 8 goals 10 on the Telstra Saw Westlake scoreboard.
Just the one goal kick this quarter from the Eagles. Got them in front and they lead. Ball now stuck down inside the Redlegs 50. He's called holding the ball. Well, I didn't see that, Bonz. Bonz looks at me confused, looking at the replay to see if he can come up with it.
I don't know if he actually gained possession, but we'll see here coming up very soon on the Maughan Thiem Kia replay.
Looks like Gerloff is going to take the kick. Trots in to square it up. And does so. Not for the first time in this game do we have ourselves an all-square scoreboard. Telstra Store Westlake scoreboard reads 8-16-64. The Eagles, Norwood 9-10-64. I am going backwards fast in this last quarter.
Yeah, I saw in the replay there, Gaffney just didn't quite get possession. He was trying to pick it up, tackled at the time. The umpire thought he dropped the ball and gave the free kick to Norwood and squared it away. 9 minutes gone. This is Eagles Radio, thanks to iCorp Insure. Redden and Balderstone will go at it again. Balderstone clearly won that tap to Gerloff. Tackled straight away. He dropped that too. Ferns, again, some handy possessions from him in the second half. Gave it to Tompus. Kicked inside 50. Rose the battling there for possession. Falls to Joe Hansen. Snap on goal is going to be just offline. But that's enough to put the Eagles in front. This breeze, Pickles, is just blustering around. The flag on the scoreboard is blowing one way, then the other way. Not sure who it's advantaging at the moment, if that's a word.
It's not. The Redlegs from the kick out go straight down the middle. Blink of an eye there at centre half forward, but the Eagles have got some work back there. Tompus goes by hand to Sinor, didn't quite stick. Wheels onto his right, goes sideways. Got a man out wide, decides to use him.
Thompson.
The kick is long, it's Thompson. He's made some yards from the back pocket. Ball's got to sit up for him. He's got one to get past, Door that was. His scrubber goes into Hayes, who bends it back towards the goal square. It's going to be tough to mark. His brother Nick, Jack's there, can't take the mark. But Brad McKenzie for the Redlegs, took a strong one. He's going to relieve the pressure for the Redlegs. Goes to Hamilton, inside his own 50. He's wrapped up by Johansson.
Good mark from McKenzie in the pack. He just stood there and took it. Hamilton now decides to go with hands to Talia. In front of the member stand, down the wing. Redden and Balderstone again. Balderstone pushed Redden out the way, then tackled him high, I thought. So does some of the crowd in the grandstand. And we're going to have a ball up. Centre wing. Members side. Foot did really well. Got the handball out to Tompus. Outstanding work from the Eagles. Gave it to Ferns. Ferns inside 50, looking for Jack Hayes in the pocket. Goes over his head, off hands and out of bounds. Jack Hayes wanted the free kick for in the back. But we'll throw it in the pocket for the Eagles.
So about 25 around from the Eagles' goal. They lead it by a point. 12 minutes gone. Thanks to Sinclair Dental. Ninth taking on first. Got ourselves a real battle. Balderstone got bumped out of that one for the first time today. Oh, Sinor made a mess of himself. And the snap kick inside 50 found Grigg. Meant that in the nicest possible way, Joe. Made a mess of the pack, I mean. The squaring ball. The Redlegs are running. Grafada's out there, backing backwards. Tahini, ball under his arm, has a bounce. Paddy might run him down, he can't. The long kick goes inside the goal square. Oh, touched. Might have let that go on Shepard. It's got to be holding the ball, trying to do too much. And the Eagles are away running, advantage paid. Goldsworthy goes long down the line to Redden. Stands there, takes the mark and holds it up. Half-back flank for the Eagles. Still leading by a point.
Great work in the back pocket from Sam Rowland. Tackled Panos to the ground, won the free kick. And the Eagles now have possession. Joey Siner liked his second half. Goes looking for Foot.
Oh.
Excellent kick.
Picked him out of nowhere.
Found Jordan Foot on the wing. Tulpas wants it in the centre of the ground. Ignores him. Goes down to the leader, Bomberto. Strong leap. Can't take it. Petrenko's there. So is Zust. Zust won it. Hayes on the ground. Can't pick it up. Oh, Lonergan like a bull. Grabbed it. Gave it a pull. Shot from 45 on goal is offline. Another miss to the Eagles. They could have this one wrapped up, Pickles.
Yeah, lead only 2 points. Speaking of points, Bonz, just been showing the scorecard of that Adelaide-Brisbane game, and Brisbane have got over the line by a point. Meanwhile, we're back inside Eagles of the Redlegs 50, their own 50. They've banged one out of there, but they haven't been able to maintain control of the footy. Thompson advantaged the call, and Sharrod said, I don't want the advantage. Give it back to Thompson.
No, it was well done by Louis Sharrod. Had a quick look, saw nothing was on. Free kick back to Luke Thompson.
So the skipper on the half forward flank thumps it long. Looking for one of the Hayes boys. In the middle of the pack. Johnson in the front of the pack. Got it going his way. Shenton's in there. Shovels it out of bounds. Deliberate they want. And the umpire said yes. It is.
Well, it's a bit of a lottery, this deliberate out of bounds today.
It's a big enough appeal. It's like Yo Hansen is going to be right under St Clair dental time clock, which reads 14 and a half minutes. His side lead by 2. It is a real tight angle.
Jared Redden comes off the ground for a rest.
He'll need to get back out there. Nick Moore runs on. He's been good in his first game. Won't be his last game at this level. All eyes on Johansson. Deliberate. Goes the drop punt. Win making a half. Oh, Burdo got high. Couldn't take the mark. Ball tried to get Spore through. That didn't hurt either. Running forward. Take the mark. Just outside 50 is Goldsworthy. He's seen a man inside 50. A good man he used too is Petrenko. Takes the mark. Tight angle.
We mentioned earlier Pickles Goldsworthy's second half's been outstanding. And again, he was the man there. Got up straight away from taking the chest mark. Fell to the ground. Saw Petrenko. And this man's got some talent. Comes in now. Just inside 50. Good looking kick off the boot. It's coming back with the lead. Is it? Yes, it is. It's a goal. Jared Petrenko pumps the air. The members stand up and about, and so are the players for the Eagles. As we've lost the goalpost padding down there at that end, Pickles. We've gone 16 minutes, and the Eagles lead by 8 points. They're 9-18. Norwood 10-18. Thanks to St Clair Dental on the clock, and still Westlake's on the scoreboard.
You're listening to Pickles and Bonz if you've decided to stay with us. And I hope you have, because we've got ourselves a cracking game. The Redlegs, who sit atop of the table, trail by 8 points, 16 minutes gone. As you heard Bonz analyse for you. In the ruck, Balderstone up against Hayes, while Redden has a breather. Balderstone wins that one. Still in the middle though, they haven't quite cleared it. Gerloff off the left. Pulled in by Thompson. Barry, it sits for him beautifully. Shovels at a handball. Tahini pushed out. One more, that one's going to roll out of bounds next to the goal post. I don't think anyone got a touch on it, they didn't.
It's Gafreda.
The Eagles are going to bring it back through Gafreda. He Stays on the outer side. Another frisbee. Oh, big mark, Thompson. The captain making his presence felt in the dying stage of this quarter in this game.
So almost every player in the centre third of the ground. He goes short to Sharrod. It's a bit too early for the Eagles just to hold on to possession. Now looks for Hayes. Jack Hayes, good hands. There's a contender for the 7:22 Bar Bistro Gaming mark of the day. Kicks it right into the middle of the ground. It's got Cooper Gaffney. Ooh. Ran down. Good chase from Hamilton, I reckon it was. Again, Cooper Gaffney goes in, puts it inside 50. Rose in front, can't take the mark. Giorgio with the spoil. Gerloff crunched by the ball in Lonergan. Umpire said high.
This grandstand is 100% invested in this last quarter.
He's getting up sore as Gerloff. Crunching tackle.
And you know when you've been hit by the big bull, the Redlegs on the outer side wing, half-back flank for them. They've turned it over though. Hayes trying to shovel a handball through, got legged, I thought. So did half of everyone here. This way, that way. Now it comes back to Tahini. The back pocket, unfamiliar spot for him. The Eagles trying to get a hold of this footy in the middle of the ground. Can't do so cleanly just yet. The pack just rumbles towards the centre square. Umpire comes rolling in, says, I'll have it.
A few people have heard it's a close game and tuned in. Pickles on the Pickles and Bonz app. Hope you're enjoying the call. We've got a great game here. Sharrod's in there for the Eagles. Gave it to Lonergan. Kick inside 50 from foot. And Forster from Norwood takes a good defensive mark. He's going to go short and wide out the other side. This is Tahini. Gone back for a while is Tahini.
It's their first reaction every time in that back half is look for someone back deep to steady it down.
Talia now. This time he goes to the wing, ball to Stone. Jack Hayes flew over the top, couldn't take the mark. And we're going to get a ball up. No, we've seen a free kick as the umpire. So it's going to go the way of Norwood. And they're played on.
Crucial minutes ticking off the clock. Up to 20 now, thanks to St Clair Dental. Eagles lead it by 8. Centre half forward for the Redlegs, but they've turned it over. Smothered in the middle of the ground, the kick. Picked up by Shenton, gave it back. Again, they've turned it over. Petrenko kicked the last goal to put him in front. Paul goes in short, finds Rose still in the centre square. He slows it down. He's got one on the diagonal. We decided against that one. Now goes longer to Sharrod. Oh, beats two of them. Space in front of him. Has to make a measured kick. That one bounces in front of Jordan Foot. The handball's good. Hayes had to do a bit of work. Now he threads it out. Johansson goes this way, that way. Bends it back towards the goals. No mark taken. Punch through for a behind. 9 points of margin.
Jimmy Tumpus down there on the goal line. McKenzie brings it back in for Norwood. Getting exciting here. Almost 21 minutes gone, final term. Eagles lead it by 8. McKenzie with hands to Stevens. Over the top to Barry. Barry down the wing. Good kick to Bampton. In front of Gaffney, Cooper Gaffney. Looks for Grigg in a battle with Roland. Grigg takes the mark, wants to go quickly, plays on. Run down behind by Roland. Great work, and he's turned it over, gave it to Grafada.
Yeah, impacted the kick massively. Come up short. And again, they've turned it over, and the Eagles have control of it on a half back flank. That dead pocket out there, making it very hard for us to see.
Gaffney.
But Gaffney goes long, down the line, one-on-one battle. Man in front, got to be paid, it is.
Pop.
It's Petrenko. We said he'd have an impact in this last quarter. He's already kicked one. Now Rowe goes long, they're over the back. Well, how did that happen? He's got to sit for him. Does so, but his tackle's slung on the ground and holding the ball. Probably fair enough.
Just didn't get the bounce he wanted, Jordan Foot. He had the open goal in front of him. And they're going to be a 25-metre here as Lonergan didn't give it back to Gerloff correctly. So he'll come up to his defensive 50-metre. We've gone 22, just over 22 minutes final term. Eagles by 9 points. Down the wing goes Giorgio. Stack of players there. Panos got it out. Comes to Barry this way, that way. Under pressure though, they're going to turn it over. Jordan Foot with the footy. Inside 50. Looking for Jay Hansen. Worked his player under the ball. He's got it now. He's going one way. Got support from Tumpus. Takes the mark inside 50. He'll have a shot on goal. He had Jack Hayes out the back. But Tumpus doesn't get down forward very often. Takes it upon himself here. He's going to have a shot for goal. Try and put the icing on the cake here for the Eagles. 23 minutes gone thanks to St Clair Dental Pickles.
Yeah, Hansen, cool head when the pressure was on, tried to corkscrew his opponent into the ground this way, that way, then saw Jimmy Tumpus, who had made his way inside the 50. See here on the Maughan Thiem KIA replay. But Tumpus from 40. Put them further in front. Umpire doesn't move. Tumpus does so, points to the box, the coach's box. Says, do you love that one?
Oh, look at him get around him. They're all over Jimmy Tumpus, as he might have just done enough for the Eagles. They're now 10-19. 79, they lead the Redlegs. 9-10, 64. 15-point margin to the Eags. 24 minutes gone, final term. And you called it right, Pickles, pointing up to Sammy Lonigan, the coach. Has he done enough?
Back in the middle, Redden back on the ground. Important to have him out there. He won that one too. Gave the handball over the top so they could run onto it. Goes to Sharrod. Snaps around his body. Bouncing ball at half forward. Slapped in front of himself. And Gaffney didn't have the ball and just slammed his opponent into the ground.
Hasn't made too many mistakes today, Jack Gaffney.
No.
Been hard at the footy.
24 minutes gone. Last quarter, Eagles lead by 15. Redden wins another one. Handballs it out. Tumpus goes long, inside 50. Front of the pack. Hayes couldn't take the mark. Picked up though. Looks like a turtle down there with a shell on. We'll have to wait to see who it is. It's Gaffney again. Last man up. Coming through, Sharrod gave the handball out. Might have got a high one. Petrenko gets a quick kick away. Rose slapping in front of himself to get him forward. Keeps it in. Handball to Furs around his body. Not going to sneak in for a goal. He's going to go past the outside of the point post. No score. But crucial seconds tick off the clock. 25 gone. 25 and a half gone. Eagles still lead by 15 points.
In dark here at Maughan Thiem KIA Oval. McKenzie. Time running out for the legs. So he goes straight down the middle of the ground. But they've turned it over again. Well done by Cooper Gaffney. Lonigan, handball to the running Goldsworthy. Shot on goal was missed. The whole stand went up. And Goldie couldn't finish it. 10 goals, 20 now the Eagles. 9-10, the legs. Johnson, thumping kick down the middle of the ground.
Redden in that pack. He's got a glove on it. Goldsworthy squirts the ball out. Got a bit of time and space. They go to Sharrod. He goes this way, that way. Now inside 40. Lines them up. Is that the finisher? Oh, and that one can't. 17 points the margin. So 3 straight goals will get Norwood in front. Going to be some tough work with 26 and a half minutes gone. Last quarter. This is St Clair Dental. Away they come. Long kick out of full back is good. Finds Ed Smart in the half-back flank.
Smart at half-back for Norwood. The clock their enemy at the moment. Nowhere to go. Good defensive pressure from the Eagles. Goes short. He's only just the required distance to Johnson. He goes long. Doors there for Norwood, but straight on the chest of Goldsworthy. Great second half from Matt Goldsworthy. In short, looking for Foot to the middle of the ground. Battle now with Grigg. Grigg won that battle. Handball comes over to Stevens. He really didn't want it. Gave it to Barry, though, to Balderstone. The big ruckman kicks on goal, but it doesn't matter. It's gone through for a major. But the Eagles have got the win.
Yeah, 2-goal win. They will love that. They absolutely needed it. Redlegs sitting top of the table. They took on Eagles, who were sitting ninth. Eagles needed a win like no one has ever needed a win. Coach under some pressure from the fans, from the club, but he has come up trumps, and you knew they were playing for him with the reaction from Jimmy Toumpas when he kicked that goal, pointed up to the coach's box. You saw Petrenko a couple of times grab the Guernsey, kiss the Guernsey. The Eagles have got the win.